Now, last week, it has been reported actually. We have an update that Dr. Dre has been released from the hospital. But
Good.
last week, y'all discussed he suffered a brain aneurysm and he was in the ICU, and he's also dealing with that nasty divorce. In newly released court documents, his estranged wife Nicole Young says Dre punched her in the face, slammed her against the wall, and put a gun to her head 22 years ago. I'm sorry, 20 years ago. The court papers were filed just days before Dre was admitted to the hospital. What are your thoughts on the timing of everything? And do you think she's happy that he's out of the hospital?
Well, let me tell you what caught my eye and ear was the fact that her recollection or her recount of the experience was the exact same as Dee Barnes. Do y'all remember Dee Barnes back in the 90s that had that hip hop show? And
isn't that who we threw down the stairs allegedly?
No. Remember, he picked her up by her hair, slammed her against the wall, right? And got into an argument while the security guard held a gun to make sure that people stayed back. I just found it very interesting that her story paralleled Dee Barnes' story, and it paralleled it now during the time of, the divorce proceedings. But you do remember the HBO documentary, what was it called? The Defiant One? She spoke publicly about it, and he actually spoke publicly about it as well and said it was the worst time of his life. That's not who his character is, and it kind of ruined his, image. So
you think the wife or not? Q, what you think?
I mean, the thing that baffles me, and the Me Too movement has taught us that, okay, we can't put a time frame on victims coming forth and when they claim their assault or their assailant or whatever the case may be. But it's just odd to me that you got beat up and you stayed. You got beat up again and you stayed. You didn't have a problem with it then, but now that you're going through a divorce, now all of a sudden you want to bring forth all the penalty and injury that comes along with occurrences that happened 10, 15, 12 years ago. I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. And granted, I get it. It's a divorce. She's going for a win. But part of me is feeling like, lady, go sit your damn ass down somewhere.
So, Claudia, this is my question. Like, honestly, they've been together 25 years, right? Mm-hmm. He's almost a billionaire now. And that was, that kind of net worth was built during her tenure there. So she's going to get her piece of the pie. Mm-hmm. So what is the point of her sharing this 20-year-old story now that she's in the divorce proceedings? To me, it seems like she's trying to dig up his past, and it's a smear campaign.
Well, if he did it, it's not a smear campaign. It's the truth. And don't we all do that? When we're with someone and they do something raggedy, we tend to sweep it under the rug because we still love them or we still want to be with them, even though they done hurt us, put their hands on us. There's plenty of people that do that. That's not like odd. You know what I mean? And when you break up, you go, and then that motherfucker, and then he did this, and you're almost mad at yourself that I stayed for that, and you do feel stupid. Now, I don't know what happened with their prenup. He may very well have tore it up and said, you know what, it's a wrap. We don't know what the pillow talk is. Mm-hmm. We just don't know.
No, prenup is prenup. That's before you're married.
Yeah, I know, but she said after
25 years, she's going to get her portion of the pie.
Right, but she said after they were married for a while, he tore it up and said, forget it. And she's trying to fight against that.
How much of y'all money do y'all think
she should get?
Yeah. How much do you think she should get?
I don't think half.
If she helped build the enterprise, doesn't she have, it should be half, 50-50. But what do you mean? If he tore up the prenup, then it doesn't matter. Like, even everything that he got to this date right now, most of it happened in the last 5 to 10 years, that sprint to the billionaire mark. So it doesn't matter what the prenup had because that was 25 years ago.
What do y'all think about? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Whether he tore it up or not, she's still eligible to get her money. All I'm saying is, it's just very interesting that now that you're in the divorce proceedings and now that he's hospitalized, that now you're bringing that up. Like, I'm just not sure why you would make it public, is all I'm saying. What is it? Is it necessary at this time? That's all I'm asking.
I mean, that's kind of what they do in divorces, though. That's how you kind of they trying to get the public opinion on their side and all that nastiness, all that stuff. I bet she's going to drop a whole bunch more secrets about him. And also, I want to bring up, didn't Michelle also accuse him of beating her up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you know what, Al, it could be very much possible that she's trying to force him into submission. Because you see, after that aneurysm, she turned around and got the $2 million spousal support. He signed it. So she's probably trying to scare him into ruin you if you don't make this divorce end quickly, amicably, and fairly. That's probably his strategy.
Am I the only one that side-eyed when he came up with an aneurysm? At this point, I was like, "Oh, Nicole."
She called the Woo lady. She called down here in Miami and called the Haitian Woo lady.
Got the voodoo lady.
Speaking of Haitian, speaking of voodoo, I'm sorry.
Voodoo, right.
Speaking of voodoo, Azealia Banks, crazy ass, is firing back after people criticize her for her bizarre social media posts. She described digging up her dead cat and she boiled it. She said she was trying to preserve the pet, writing, "Why do you think I'd eat a dead cat when I barely eat a dead cow? It's called taxidermy. Plenty of hunters with preserved deer heads hanging up their walls, darlings. You guys are being racist. And this is very un-Black Lives Matter of y'all." What the hell's wrong with this lady?
I wish that crazy heifer go sit her ass down. So, but here's the thing, right? At this point, Azealia Banks is more known for her controversy in her mouth than she is for her music. Quiet as it's kept while she right here digging up cats, she need to be digging up a bag foreclosed on her $850,000 house down to LA, and she's supposed to be moving her crazy ass down here to Miami. And we here to tell you, we don't want you, bitch. Can your ass back to LA, stay there eating cats, digging up cats, playing inside a Doja Cat, whatever else you doing with them damn cats. But stay your ass the hell over in LA with the rest of them crazy ass Prius driving. And don't go ass down to Miami. We don't want you.
You know, I guess I got to be the defender of Azealia Banks. Azealia Banks, to me, she's the most original female rapper in the game, period, hands down. The way
recite one line. Recite one line of
Wait
one
a minute.
song.
First of all, I'm not a music person, but you can't argue that that's probably one of the most original female rappers in the game. She can out-rap, in my opinion, she can out-rap Megan Thee Stallion. She can out-rap Cardi B.
Get off my line.
And I can argue that. Absolutely. And the best part about her is her mixture of her genre between hip hop and house. That to me is hot.
Between filthy and crazy.
And also she has the best audience base. She has the best mix of audience base. If you look at her audience base, she has a great mix between Asian, white, African Americans, men and women. Azealia Banks, you're talented, you're creative. The only problem she has is getting out of her own way. I love her.
And you still can't name one song lyric, talking all that smack.
I can't name a song lyric of anyone, but I know good music when I hear it. And that woman is talented. And if you guys are trying to discredit her for being talented, then discredit her. But anybody that's in the music game cannot say that is not one of the original female rappers, one of the best in the game, period.
But then I tell you what you do here. You go to dinner and eat cat with her then. How about that? She love her so damn.
You know what? We don't have a chance to know if she's talented enough because her music is never the story. It's always sacrificing chickens and boiling cats and saying all this weird shit.
But we've had the same experience with Kanye, but only because Kanye is very wealthy and associated with a very wealthy person. You don't give him a hard time. You give him a hard time, but you don't give him a really hard time. He's been spewing crazy stuff for a long time.
And we check him for it, but we can also name some Kanye songs. And
I
oh my God, Al! You don't listen. I've been gone.
I'm saying I personally probably can't right now. I can't. But if you start to sing one, I probably could join in. But I can't name a Kanye West song right now. I can't.
You know what, Al? A Negro gets trending on social media and has Wendy talking about him. He don't forget all his good sense and don't even know you talking about.
You guys are not going to be. You are not going to attack that woman's rap abilities in front of me. That woman can rap and she's a good rapper. Period. Now she may be a little bit different on the other side, but the woman can rap. Period. Period. I don't care what you say. Period. She can rap.
Now, I wish I knew. You got some white in you, Al. I'm expecting you to defend the damn cat. Not the damn woman.
We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna get Al together. We have to have a little talk, Al, because I'm gonna give you the whole break and come up with one line, one bar, one name of a song.
I'm gonna sing it. I'm gonna rap it. I'm gonna come right.
You're gonna rap it when we come back right here. You tripping.